polar form of a complex number here. This is our next topic. First one, rectangular coordinate, and then the second one is polar coordinate, and then the third one is superimpose polar coordinates on rectangular coordinates. What does mean rectangular coordinates? For given complex number z equal to x plus iy. Given complex number is x plus iy. Here z equal to x plus iy. Then as ordered pair for the respective complex number is x comma y. We can plot in the organ plane p of x comma y. This is known as z equal to x plus iy. This type of representation is known as rectangular coordinate representation of complex number. Now what is mean polar coordinates? For every complex number, z makes an angle in the positive direction of x-axis some theta, and it maintains some distance from the origin to that complex number. Both are taken to consideration, and then such a type of representation is known as polar coordinate representation. So the first one is just rectangular coordinate representation by making it a ordered pair and then plotting in the organ plane. X is taken as real axis and y is always taken as imaginary axis. Here polar coordinate means for every complex number there is an angle made with the x-axis in the positive direction of x-axis, that is taken as theta here. So the angle made by the complex number with the positive direction of x-axis, suppose z is here, z equal to x plus iy is pointed here, z is equal to x plus iy. From origin to z there is a distance from origin. This is a real axis and this is a imaginary axis, and here the point origin is known as a pole, and then from this pole to the complex number z we have some distance, that is the point is taken as a p here. Now the complex number is taken as p, then O to P, then OP maintains some distance and OP makes some positive some angle in the positive direction of x-axis. These two are considered, and the point is plotted in the way of the distance from the origin to P is r, and the angle made with the positive direction of x-axis by the complex number is theta. Now this coordinate r comma theta is known as polar coordinates. Here r represents the distance from origin to that complex number OP, and the theta is the angle made by the complex number with the positive direction of x-axis is theta. So marking by r comma theta, that is, these are known as polar coordinates. So representing a complex number by polar coordinates is known as polar coordinate system. Here we have rectangular coordinate system. The next one is polar coordinate system. Now the superimpose polar coordinates on rectangular coordinates. Look at here. The third case is the superimpose of polar coordinates on the rectangular coordinates. For example, z equal to x plus iy, and then marking in the organ plane, here we have z as a point p of x comma y, and it has a distance from origin to p, that is taken as r. This is imaginary axis, and here we have real axis, x-axis. Now it has some angle theta, the path made with the positive direction of x-axis. Now this OP is nothing but distance from origin to the point. So distance from origin to a point is calculated by root of x square plus y square, that is equal to modulus of z, that is taken as r. Modulus of z is the distance from origin to the point, that is calculated by the formula root of sum of the squares of real and imaginary part. So this is taken as R, and we have some angle with the x-axis. The complex number makes some angle with the x-axis, that is taken as theta. Now I have drawn line perpendicular from P to the x-axis, that is taken as some point M here. Now OMP is a right angle triangle. OMP represents a right angle triangle. By using right angle triangle, here is theta, this PM is opposite side, OP is hypotenuse for theta, and OM is adjacent side. By use of the trigonometry identities, cos theta equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. This point is x comma y, so it represents x, this represents y. Here cos theta equal to x by r, adjacent by hypotenuse x by r, which implies x is equal to r cos theta, and sin theta equal to y by r, which implies y equal to r sin theta. Now substituting both x and y in the complex number, z equal to r cos theta plus I into r sin theta, r cos theta plus I into r sin theta. Now r is taken out, z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Here r is nothing but the length of the complex number from origin to the point P, and theta represents its angle. So this is known as polar form of a complex number, and this type of cases is known as the superimposed polar coordinates on rectangular coordinates. Therefore, z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta is known as polar form of a complex number. Here r and theta are known as polar coordinates. Polar coordinates. Here this r cos theta plus I sin theta can be simplified and written in the form of, for our convenience, z equal to r into cis theta. For cos c, for imaginary I, for sin s, both representing that theta value is theta. So z equal to r cis theta. We can, in short, we can write it as r cis theta. Here the r is known as modulus. R is known as modulus of the complex number. Modulus means it is a length distance from origin to the complex number. Or it is also known as modulus or absolute value. Absolute value. Absolute value is also known as modulus. So absolute value or modulus of a complex number R. And theta is known as, theta in terms of theta, theta is known as amplitude or argument. It is known as argument or amplitude. Is known as amplitude. So this polar form is also known as modulus and argument form, or modulus and amplitude form, or absolute value and amplitude form, or absolute value into argument form. Absolute value and argument form. Usually modulus and argument form will be given. So the polar form of a complex number is also known as modulus and argument form. Here r is modulus, theta is the argument. R is nothing but distance from the origin to the complex number, and theta is the angle made by the complex number in the positive direction of x-axis. So in short, we can write it as z equal to r cis theta. X is equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. When divide y by x is equal to r sin theta by r cos theta, which implies y by x is equal to tan theta. So here tan theta equal to y by x, and theta equal to, taking tan inverse on both sides, theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. and add modulus here. When we add modulus for y by x, theta equal to tan inverse of y by x, modulus of y by x. By use of this formula, theta equal to tan inverse of y by x, we can calculate the angle made by the given complex number in the first quadrant. By using theta equal to tan inverse of y by x, we can calculate the angle made by the given complex number in the first quadrant only. That is very important. In the first quadrant. To find the other quadrant, the angle made by the complex number in the other quadrant, we will have some ideas to find out. Equal to x plus iy and modulus of z equal to r, that is calculated by the formula x square plus y square. That is sum of the squares of real and imaginary part, square root of sum of the squares of real and imaginary part, x and y. And this is known as modulus or absolute value. Modulus or absolute value of z. Now theta equal to argument of z, and the theta is always represented by radians, represented in radians. The angle theta has an infinitely many possible values, including negative ones that differ by integral multiples of 2 pi, theta differ by integral multiple of 2 pi. Those values can be determined from the equation tan theta equal to y by x. Those value can be determined by the equation tan theta equal to y by x. Where the quadrant containing the point corresponding to z must be specified. So each value of theta is called the argument of z. Each value of theta is called the argument of z. And set of all such values is obtained by adding multiples of 2 pi to theta. So there is a unique value for theta which satisfies the condition theta greater than or equal to minus pi and less than or equal to plus pi. There is a unique value for theta that satisfies the condition theta greater than minus pi, less than or equal to plus pi. This value is called the principal value. This value is very important. One more question they will be asking. This value is called the principal value. So it is also denoted by open minus pi and closed interval plus pi, minus pi to plus pi, open minus pi to closed plus pi. This value is known as principal unique value, that is known as principal argument of z. This is known as principal argument of z or principal value of theta. It is denoted by arc z. This is denoted by arc z. So arc z is greater than minus pi, less than or equal to plus pi. There are three ways we can represent. One is theta greater than minus pi, less than or equal to plus pi, or open interval minus pi, closed interval plus pi, or arc z greater than minus pi, less than or equal to plus pi. This is known as the principal value of theta. Unique value of theta, that is known as principal value of theta. Therefore, the argument of z is equal to argument of arc of z plus 2n pi where n belongs to z, where n belongs to argument of z equal to arc z plus 2n pi where n belongs to z. And here we have some properties of arguments. The first one is argument of z1 z2 equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. That is argument of product of two complex numbers equal to sum of the argument of the complex numbers. And property number 2, argument of z1 by z2, argument of z by z2 equal to argument of z1 minus argument of z2 Here the complex number Z2 is not equal to 0. For all the polar form and all the other forms, all the argument form, polar form, all the polar form cases, Z should be non-zero. For non-zero complex number, only we can find polar form. So here Z2 is non-zero. So argument of Z1 Z is argument of Z1 plus argument of Z2. Argument of Z1 by Z equal to argument Z1 minus argument of Z2. And the third case is argument of Z power n will be equal to n into argument of Z. Argument of Z power n equal to n into argument of Z. The first two cases will be remembered by using the logarithmic formula log of AB by product rule of logarithm. Here is same as quotient rule of logarithm. Log of AB equal to log A plus log B, and the log of A by B equal to log A minus log B. The same formula is instead log, when we substitute argument will be equal. So remember by use of the logarithmic formula. Here it represents argument. Argument is nothing but angle made by a complex number. When two complex numbers are given, the product of the argument of the product of two complex number will be equal to sum of the individual argument values. Here also the quotient of argument of two complex number will be equal to the difference of the two argument values. Here argument Z power n equal to n into argument of Z will be equal to tan inverse of modulus of y by x. After calculating this alpha, listen here very carefully. If the given complex number lies in the first quadrant, given complex number lies in the first quadrant, suppose I am taking here, it makes some angle alpha with the positive direction of x-axis. So this is in the first quadrant. I told you that argument of Z equal to argument of a given complex number Z equal to RZ plus, that is RZ is representing that principal value plus 2n pi, represented by principal value plus 2n pi. Now the theta is known as the principal value here. Then theta equal to alpha when the complex number lies in the first quadrant itself. If the given complex number lies in the first quadrant, that RZ will be equal to this alpha value tan inverse of y by x. And this is for the first quadrant. Theta value will be equal to alpha. The arc of Z equal to alpha value tan inverse of modulus of y by x. So how to understand the given complex number in the first quadrant? If x plus iy given, both real and imaginary are positive, then the complex number lies in the first quadrant. Both real and imaginary are positive. It lies in the first quadrant. So when we calculate theta, we can accept the alpha answer as theta. Theta and alpha are equal. Suppose the given complex number lies in the second quadrant. The given complex number lies in the second quadrant. We can take it here. Here Z lies in the second quadrant. In this case, the alpha value is taken here and the angle made with the complex number is theta here. Here the theta is calculated by use of the formula. Total value is pi. So in the total value of pi, we can subtract alpha. So theta will be equal to total value pi minus alpha is the angle made by the complex number Z. So the complex number lies in the second quadrant. The theta will be equal to pi minus alpha. Alpha, no, the given complex number lies in the second quadrant. If real part is negative and the imaginary part is positive, then we can consider this given complex number lies in the second quadrant. In those typical cases, theta is calculated by pi minus alpha. Alpha is nothing but by use of the real and imaginary part, we can calculate alpha equal to tan inverse of y by x. And for the third quadrant, if the given complex number lies in the third quadrant. Given complex number lies in the third quadrant. Like this way, it is here. The third quadrant minus minus both are negative. So both real and imaginary part are negative. The given complex number lies in the third quadrant. In this case, this is the angle made with the x-axis, that is a theta, and here we have the alpha value. Here is the alpha. Now we can calculate this alpha by use of the formula tan inverse of modulus of y by x, and then here theta will be equal to alpha minus pi. Theta will be equal to alpha minus pi. Theta will be equal to alpha minus pi because the angle here is negative. So theta equal to alpha minus pi. And for the fourth quadrant, if it lies in the fourth quadrant, here the complex number z is taken here x and y. If it lies in the fourth quadrant, its angle value is here, that is taken as alpha, that is minus alpha, theta equal to minus alpha, because it is a mirror image of the first quadrant, So here is theta, here is minus theta. So the theta is taken as by finding alpha by the use of the above formula tan inverse of modulus y by x. After calculating alpha, just changing its sign, if the complex number lies in the fourth quadrant, we will get its angle theta value, that is argument of z equal to minus alpha. So here we have we are very clear how to find the angle theta by use of the different quadrants if the complex number lies in the different quadrant.